Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you're watching this channel, I'd like to give you some response. Now, when Yoweri Kaguta Museveni threatened Kenya, invasion on Kenya, simply because of the ocean, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni expected that the person who was going to respond to him maybe is William Samoei Ruto. But William Ruto, being a smart person, decided to delegate that role to PS Singoi. So here comes a situation whereby the person who has threatened Kenya is a president of a neighboring country. The person who's responding to this president is a junior staff within Ruto's government. Let's just say a PS. So what is it that PS Singoi told Museveni? This is what he said.
I will not comment much on what His Excellency President Museveni said with respect to our oceans, but I believe very much that he does have a fairly great understanding with respect to the nature of our territory and the nature of our right with respect to our natural resources, and his right with respect to natural resources within Ugandan territory.
But if I may jog your mind a bit, take you back to what Museveni said that has gotten Kenyans sending such a reaction to Museveni through a junior staff. This is what Museveni said.
The political organization in Africa is so irrational. Some of the countries have no access to the sea. For economic purposes, but also for defense purposes, you are stuck. How do I export my products? That's why we have got endless discussion with Kenya, then this one stopped, then another one comes, then the railway, the pipeline, the what, we discuss. But that ocean belongs to me. Because where is my ocean? I am entitled to that ocean. In future, we are going to have wars.
Again.
So that is briefly what Museveni said. But then again, let me take you up to speed with what happened thereafter. What preceded this statement was a delegation of the Ugandan military that came to Kenya. And this was confirmed by the KDF, Kenya Defense Forces, and they posted something on their X handle. This is what they say. They said, UPDF delegation visits Kenya Defense Forces Welfare Services. A delegation from the Uganda's People Defense Forces conducted a benchmarking visit to the Defense Forces Welfare Services as part of ongoing efforts to enhance the welfare and well-being of military personnel and their families. For those of you who were glued on your screens, you must have seen these footages whereby Ugandan Defense Forces are seen with their Kenyan counterpart. And this is a sign that they had already come for some benchmarking. So there are people who are calling this some spying mission. Some are saying it's really for the welfare mission. Some are saying it's a way to try to cool the tension that was already developing as a result of the statement from the president and the statement from Muhoozi, General Muhoozi, who is the CDF of UPDF. Now, one thing that you need to note here is that Museveni is talking about coming up with a navy for Uganda. They can't come up with a navy for Uganda because they are landlocked. But Museveni needs to understand that that is how Uganda is at the moment. It's a landlocked country. There's no way Kenya will cede ground and allow some of its parts to be used by Uganda. Just because Museveni has said he must have a navy. That's not going to happen. And again, this confirms what I've always known about the strength of the military of Kenya. We have one of the biggest, the strongest military in Africa. Now, to my understanding, I think Museveni was just trying to express fears. His fears. Was just trying to express his fears that he doesn't have a navy. He would like to have a navy. He has an air force and then, of course, the land forces. Now, getting back to Singoi's remarks, I want us to look at, because I'm just asking myself, the choice of the person to respond. Let's say, for example, the issue of Russia and the US. Now, US felt threatened by Russia, so Putin delivered a statement. Now, US reciprocated by also delivering their own counter statement. Even went to an extent of saying they are going to test their own missiles. Now, you know what happened thereafter? Putin already again made another move that was quite scary. But all this while, you find that the person who was responding in the US was Trump, but in Russia was Putin. So these presidents were reacting to each other's comment. It was some kind of mind game here, being played. So I expected that even here in East Africa, there would have been some exchange between Museveni and Ruto over issues related to border. But that's why I was saying Ruto was a bit smart and decided to evade that topic. In fact, he is very busy in Kitui doing campaigns in the Ukambani. He doesn't even bother. He's not even bothered by those statements from Museveni. So this is putting Museveni in a very precarious situation, because who has chosen to respond to him? It is not our own CDF, but our Foreign Affairs PS, Singoi, is the person who has reacted to Museveni's comments. And the manner in which these reactions have been delivered, again, look at them carefully, you find that Singoi is also playing smart here and leaving Museveni to be the person answering those questions himself. So Museveni's worries have been left to him and Muhonzi to react to. Kenyans don't want to be bothered by those statements because Museveni understands that there's the issue of territorial rights. There's the issue of borders, you know. So it's not possible for them to just force Kenyans to cede an inch of its land. It's not going to work. So perhaps if you watched this video and you're not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.